Yo, what's up? This is your boy Mateo, and you are now tuned in with the Biz with D. Keyshia.
All right, everybody, thank you for now tuning into the Biz with D, My Fair Swings Radio, where we always have the hottest interviews and, everything hot and exclusive. So right now we got our boy Mateo. You guys saw us at the Keyshia Cole concert with him backstage, but now he's on the line with us. What's going on, Mateo?
What's the deal, man? What's going on?
Not much, just working hard.
I feel that.
Well, thank you for coming on the show. We do appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Most definitely. So let's definitely get started and talk about your experience with performing with the Woman to Woman tour with Chrisette Michele and Keyshia. How was that experience for you?
Oh, man, it was an amazing experience. It was my first national tour. So big thanks to Keyshia for putting me on. It was just fun. It's cool to always get away from sometimes from the coast, sometimes like LA and New York, and just go to all these different cities and see people's reactions. And people are so excited about music, and her fans were like that. They were into it. They were excited, and it just was a lot of good energy. And of course, to be able to not only be on the same stage with Keyshia Cole, but also Chrisette Michele, who is also an amazing singer. And funny as hell, actually. She's funny as hell. So she's a lot of fun. It was just good times. It was good times overall.
Definitely. And show was phenomenal with your portion of it. Like, just preparing for tour, how long did it take for you to get ready for that?
Yo, it's funny. We found out that we were going to be on that tour 2 days before we left. So
what?
I have no time, yo. It was crazy. We got confirmed like 2 days. I flew my drummer in from L.A., and we had one rehearsal for about an hour, and then we just went out and did it. So yeah, it was all really fast, but it came together perfectly.
Wow, that's what's up. Because it seemed like you had been preparing months for it, but I was
not at all.
Good shit. So now, when it does come to performances, how much do you rehearse, getting ready for it?
It depends on how long the show is and how much new music we're doing, but it can be like a week, or it can literally be a couple of days. Just depending on what we're doing or what kind of show it is. I just had a show earlier today. It was all acoustic, so it was just me and piano, and those usually take a little bit longer because I got to be tight on what I'm doing by myself.
Right.
But it just kind of depends.
Definitely. So now, you performed How Good Is Your Love, which is your new single right now off of your EP. You did that during the tour. Let me ask you about the inspiration behind that song right there, because it's hot.
Yo, thanks, man. It's one of my favorite joints. It's funny. We were all at the Crucial, I call it the Crucial Noise Castle, which is, Kerry Crucial Brothers. He has all of the producers, and had me out there at his mansion, his mini mansion. And we were there, and I heard this track through the wall, and I was like, oh, man, this is crazy. And this was right before I got on the flight, and it hit me, the idea How Good Is Your Love hit me. And it was just about that moment when you see a girl that's she's perfect, from what you see, she's got the best face and body and good personality and stuff, and style's crazy. But the thing you don't really know is how good her love is. And it's just really about that. It's about the thing that's kind of not tangible and you can't really see it. And it came together perfectly. It has that good, I think it has a really good mix of and balance of R&B and soul music, but a little bit of rock and a little bit of pop in it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a perfect mixture.
Definitely does. And let's talk about the visual too, which basically also brings out the smooth side of what the song is. How'd you come in with that concept?
Well, before I started doing music, I had a regular 9 to 5 where I was working at a cubicle. It wasn't really a 9 to 5. I was working dumb hours, 12 hours a day sometimes. And I hated it. I hated the job, and I hated doing what I was doing. And I used to sit there and just fantasize about, what if I could do music? Because at that time, I really wasn't. I was just singing on the side, and so this was kind of a play on kind of me sitting there just bored as hell at my job. Fantasizing about music, and we threw a love interest in there, and we just had fun with it. Just had a good time. Brought a comedian on who kind of ripped into meat, which it was kind of funny. So it just came together really well.
That's what's up. So now you mentioned the fact of having a regular job working in the cubicle. What were you doing before, everything kind of came together for you with music?
Well, I was actually a strategy consulting. Boring.
Wow.
It was pretty boring, but I mean, it was a good job. I had a really, really good job, and but it's just one of those things, like, when you're working somewhere and you can tell you're not passionate about what you're putting out. And I just remember thinking, like, yo, what do I want people to remember me for, or what I want my legacy to be about? And it wasn't that, and that was kind of a moment where I had to figure out, like, yo, how are you gonna do this? And the weird thing is that, like, it happened as soon as I made the decision, like, yo, this is not for me, I want to do music. Things just kind of started happening that kind of pushed me in the direction of music. It's funny, my mom always said, like, when you're doing the thing you're supposed to be doing, you'll feel the flow. You'll be in the flow. You know what I'm saying? Like, it always won't. And there'll be hard times where you feel like you're fighting the current all the time. But of course, it's gonna be like that, especially in this game. But when things seem like they're working out for you to do certain things, sometimes it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's like a God wink. It's like you're supposed to do that. So that's what kind of happened.
Okay, definitely. Now, I want to quote something that you said, and I want to ask you a question following that. You say, I'm in a better place than I've ever been musically, and that's referring to this EP now. When you say that, do you mean as far as, like, the evolving stage from your first project came out, or what do you exactly mean by that?
Yeah, I mean, every project I put out, there's been some type of evolution. I think the biggest jump in evolution, though, has been in the past year. We've made great songs before. It's just a different. I have a different perspective, on life, and it took me kind of going out to New York for a while, and just being pulled away out of the environment that I was comfortable in, and being in a place where I just had nothing to do but create music. And a lot of some of these songs was done in the winter time in New York, and I'm cold as hell, and I'm like depressed. And for some reason, good music comes out of depression, which I hate that, because I wish good music comes out of happy times too. But some of the best stuff comes out when you're just like, when you're not really feeling too great. And what I realize is that that music it's got to be about the people. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be about your own personal experiences, but also about what people go through on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
Ain't all about the Hollywood Hills parties, and all about the exclusive joint that I gotta get into, or the high life. Sometimes it's about getting up every day and having to go to work, and figuring out how you're gonna pay your bills. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be about a lot of different things, and I think that's the change, is not only doing really great love songs, but also doing great songs about life.
That's what's up. And that's definitely important, because if your music is not relatable and it doesn't come from a place which is honest, and people can't, I guess I would have to repeat myself again, be honest and, really relate to it, then people aren't going to connect. It's going to be like, what is this?
Exactly.
So that's very important. So now I know, just from, being a fan from the beginning and kind of like studying your music like that, your independent game was really strong before, getting signed. How important, and what did you have to do to, like, really get that buzz up?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of started with just, like, always dropping music. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. It's a crazy thing. Like, a lot of people are like, well, damn, like, how much free music you gonna give away? But it was just, it's the nature of the game right now. It's just, you just gotta put out, especially for urban music. What's kind of whack is that for some reason, urban music, you gotta throw out a lot of free joints, whereas the other side, like pop music, you don't, which is pretty whack. But it's still the nature of the game right now. So, it's about getting in as many iPods as possible, and it's also about developing relationships with the gatekeepers, like yourself, and like people that have blogs and have viewership and followers. there's no one trick pony. Like I wouldn't even say that I was like crazy good at like getting buzz on the internet. I'm still trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But one thing is all about consistency. It's all about discipline, and always about good quality music. And those are the things you gotta do.
Definitely. So pretty much that with quality music, you get a good fan base, people. So definitely take those words that Mateo just said. You know,
it's gotta be good. You gotta put out shit.
I love your honesty. I really do. So now the name of the EP is We've Met Before. Now, I like the title. It speaks so many volumes. But now, just coming up with the concept for the name, like, you know, what state of mind were you in?
Yo, it's kind of funny because that title, we were trying to think of something like, what does this feel like? Like, what does this feel like for your career? And a lot of the things I always hear is like, you know, well, people know of Mateo. Like, people have heard him before. People have heard his songs before, or like they might have heard something about him. And so when they get another project, they're gonna be like, oh, is this another mixtape project, or something like that. And what we really was trying to say, like, you know, when you at a party, you are somewhere, you meet somebody and you met them before, and you're like, yeah, we met before, like, yeah, like, so, you know what I mean? Like, so what? You know who I am, but this is this era of me. You know what I'm saying? This is new shit. So like, you know, take a listen and you know, take it seriously. And it's also just for fans. Like, you know, we've met before, but yo, there's something different. Like, there's something else going on. And so that's kind of what it's talking about.
Right. Like right now, for instance, we've met in person before, but this is something different.
Yeah, exactly.
Most definitely. So now, let's talk about the production. Like, who, as far as like production and features, we can expect on the EP.
Well, all the production is Crucial Noise fam. Like, it's all in-house with Kerry Crucial Brothers and the two other producers that are in the family, J.L. Brown and Zeke McCumber. And it's like, yeah, I said it before, it's like the old school way of doing music when you just had, like, you found some producers and some people that you like to do music with, you caught a vibe, and you created, like, a really cohesive body of work. And that's pretty much what this EP is like. And it's just a taste. It's a taste of what the album is going to be like, you know, that we drop hopefully in the top of next year. So I think it's great. I think it's a great starter, and it's an appetizer.
Definitely. So, I mean, dude, you got to tell me how it is working with Kerry Crucial Brothers. I mean, they're phenomenal. Their work with Alicia Keys is even, like, crazy. Their work with you is crazy, but tell me, how is it working with them?
Man, working with Crucial is, it's amazing. It's really great because, you know, I've been a fan of his work with Alicia Keys for 10 years, or over 10 years. And I always loved how they were able to create something that was like organic, had an organic base to it, but it was them. They were authentic. They didn't try to chase records or chase a sound. They did their sound, and they won mainstream. You know, she's one of the biggest artists of the century. And so it was really great to see his process. And another great thing about Crucial is that, you know, he allows you to figure out where you want to go. You know, a lot of times you get thrown in with certain producers, and it's about time, and it's about trying to, like, we gotta deliver this album as soon as possible so we can make some money off of it. Whereas sometimes sometimes it takes a while to figure out what you want to say. Like, sometimes it takes what kind of sound you want to create. So he's really patient in terms of really figuring it out, like, what you want to do. And then also, you know, I recorded most of my mixtapes before Crucial in a bedroom studio with a futon.
Okay. Wow.
With an AC that you have to turn off every time you're recording. So it was like, yo, like, okay, Mateo, you gotta get this take because we run out of oxygen. So it was like that kind of situation, and it flipped from that to going to, like, proper studios and working at proper places like Jungle City and New York, and, like, that's just a different level, like, quality wise, you know. So it's just upped my game so much working with him.
Definitely. So now I got two more questions before I let you go. Let's talk about the web series that you've got going on leading to the EP. Oh,
okay, yeah. Yeah, the web series is, we get video footage all the time of what's going on, and especially as things are picking up. I just want to give fans the opportunity to see what I see. You know what I'm saying? What happens? Because a lot of times I didn't know. Like when I was just a buyer of music and wasn't doing it, I had no idea all the work that goes in to putting the album together and actually getting it out. Like all the people that are involved, all the label people involved, all of the I say in one of the web series, like people don't know how many conference rooms you sing in before you even hit a stage. Like people don't. Those are the types of things that people don't see. So hopefully, people can see a little bit more.
Definitely. So now the EP comes out on August 13th. But what can we expect from the album when it does come?
Expect the EP on steroids. It's like it's got everything that I've always wanted to do, and it's huge. It's got that arena feel that I've always talked about wanting to do, that arena sounding music, but it's also got a good vibe. Like, and I think we've just mastered the sound we want to create in terms of the love songs and also the real joints, the real like life joints, and I think it's gonna be a classic album.
Definitely. Woman say, I mean, every time you do music, it's classic. So no problem. I just can't wait to hear it. So you just gotta, keep in touch. Follow me back on Twitter. Just let's, interact.
For sure, let's do that, man. And every time I come to Philly, you have to come out to a show, man.
Definitely. You already know.
Yeah, and I love Philly, by the way. So I started some of my first songs down in Philly. So I got mad love for Philly. Yeah.
That's what's up. So, Mateo, thank you again for this interview. Tell everybody where they can find you as far as social media is concerned.
Yeah, for sure. Check me out at Mateo on Twitter, at Mateo Online on Instagram, and MateoOnline.com for all like news, updates, tour dates, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, definitely. And thanks for the reminder on Instagram, Mateo Online, because I slipped up a couple times and put at Mateo. I was like, oh, that didn't work right.
No, man. I've been trying to get at Mateo, man. I'm trying to get Interscope on that. I'm trying to get the Watchdogs on that because there is someone who has the name already, but they don't even use the Instagram like that for real. So I'm trying to get that. I'm trying to get that. Let me have that.
You'll get it.
All right, cool.
All right, Mateo. Thanks so much again.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Anytime.